Hello to all our audience tuning into our channel. We're so glad to have you with us. Stay tuned for exciting content. Let's get started.
The episode opens with characters discussing transportation arrangements and introduces Bob as a key handler. Detective Harvey Bullock is revealed to have been caught in a compromising situation with Doc Tompkins in a locker room, though he claims it was strictly business. The conversation shifts to Fish Mooney, who has gone missing after her club was shot up and left covered in blood. Despite Harvey's apparent feelings for Fish, he denies any personal attachment, claiming his only concern is for himself. However, he acknowledges Fish's toughness and survival instincts, suggesting she might escape whatever dangerous situation she's in. The dialogue reveals underlying tensions and the dangerous world these characters inhabit, where violence and betrayal are commonplace. Detectives Gordon and Bullock are called to investigate what Bullock dismissively refers to as a public service homicide, the murder of someone he considers a douche. The victim is revealed to be Pinky Littlefield, a drug dealer from a crew known as the Uptown Assassins. Detective Flass from Narcotics arrives at the scene, and his expensive appearance and attitude immediately clash with Bullock's more working-class sensibilities. Flass received a tip about the body from one of his connections and shares information about the victim's background. Despite finding no drugs on Littlefield, Flass speculates it was a drug deal gone wrong, calling it inevitable for someone in Littlefield's line of work. Detective Gordon interviews Leon Winkler, the night janitor who witnessed Pinky Littlefield's murder. Winkler is portrayed as a nervous but civic-minded man who stepped forward because his wife Louisa always told him that failing to step forward means stepping back. Gordon appreciates Winkler's cooperation and arranges for him to work with a sketch artist at the precinct to help identify the killer. The interaction shows Gordon's more compassionate and thorough approach to police work compared to his colleagues. Winkler seems genuinely helpful despite his nervousness, and he speaks fondly of his wife's wisdom and moral guidance. The shocking discovery that Leon Winkler, the key witness, has been murdered inside the police precinct itself. This represents a massive security breach and violation of the supposed safety of the police station. The medical examiner, Ed Nigma, determines that both Winkler and Pinky Littlefield were killed with the same weapon, a distinctive ice pick with a hexagonal handle 6 inches long and made of carbon steel. The weapon is professional grade, not standard kitchen equipment, suggesting a skilled killer. Meanwhile, Fish Mooney is being tortured by her captors, who are trying to extract information from her. The interrogation reveals that Fish is tough and defiant, refusing to break despite the physical abuse. Her captors mention Robert, Bob, and his 2 daughters, using threats against family members as leverage. The murder inside the precinct creates chaos and mistrust among the police force, with suspicions that the killer might be a cop. Commissioner Loeb and Captain Essen are concerned about the department's credibility and ability to protect people. Gordon is determined to find Winkler's killer, feeling responsible since he asked the witness to come forward. Fish endures brutal interrogation but maintains her defiant attitude, refusing to give her captors the information they want. Her torturers discuss different methods of inflicting pain, showing their sadistic nature and professional approach to torture. The scenes with Fish demonstrate her incredible resilience and strength of character. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne is searching for Selina Kyle, Cat, in Gotham streets, accompanied by his butler Alfred. Bruce had been sent away to Switzerland for safety reasons after assassins threatened the city, but he's returned and is determined to find Selina. Alfred is protective and concerned about Bruce's safety, preferring to return to their secure locations. They encounter Ivy, a street girl who knows Selina, and Bruce pays her to pass along a message. The parallel between Fish's ordeal and Bruce's sheltered but determined search creates contrast between different levels of Gotham society and the various forms of danger each character faces. The investigation into Winkler's murder intensifies as Gordon discovers that a page has been torn from the guard duty logbook, which would have shown who was supposed to be protecting the witness. This tampering represents a serious breach of protocol, and suggests internal corruption. Gordon pressures officers to reveal information, but they close ranks and refuse to cooperate. The tension between Gordon and his colleagues grows as he pursues the case despite institutional resistance. Eventually, Gordon identifies Officer Delaware as the guard who was supposed to be protecting Winkler. When confronted, Delaware becomes violent and tries to escape, leading to a physical altercation in the precinct garage. Gordon's aggressive pursuit of Delaware creates a public spectacle that embarrasses the department and forces Captain Essen to intervene. Gordon's determination to find the truth puts him at odds with the institutional culture of the police force. Meanwhile, Ed Nigma's awkward attempts to court Miss Kringle through poetry and greeting cards, providing comic relief from the serious investigation. The parallel storylines highlight different aspects of human nature and motivation within the precinct. Captain Essen removes Gordon and Bullock from the Winkler murder case, turning it over to internal affairs after Gordon's confrontational tactics with Delaware. Detective Flass claims that Gordon's evidence against Delaware is part of an ongoing undercover narcotics investigation, making Gordon's search illegal and potentially compromising a larger operation. This revelation forces Gordon to question whether his aggressive pursuit of justice is actually causing more harm than good. Meanwhile, Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, celebrates taking over Fish Mooney's club with his mother, showing his rise in Gotham's criminal hierarchy. His mother is proud of his success, though she doesn't fully understand the violent means by which he achieved it. Bullock reveals to Gordon that Flass and his crew have been running their own drug operation, taking over dealers' territories and stash houses. This information explains the connections between the murders and the broader corruption in the narcotics division. Penguin hosts a celebration at his newly acquired nightclub, with his mother, Gertrude, present to witness his success. The scene shows Penguin's pride in his achievement and his mother's joy at seeing her son succeed, though she remains largely unaware of the violent criminal methods he used. Detective Borden arrives seeking Penguin's help in his investigation of Detective Flass, demonstrating the complex relationship between law enforcement and organized crime in Gotham. Penguin agrees to help Gordon find evidence against Flass, claiming that friends help each other without expecting payment in return. This arrangement shows Gordon's willingness to work with criminals when the system fails him. The chapter also features Bruce Wayne's meeting with Selina Kyle, where he gives her a present and offers her a place to stay in his mansion. However, Selina ultimately rejects both his friendship and his help, revealing that she lied about witnessing his parents' murder. This confession devastates Bruce, who had been hoping she could help him find the killer. The revelation forces Bruce to accept that he must find other ways to pursue justice for his parents' death. Penguin's associates provide Gordon with evidence against Flass, including testimony from Delaware and the murder weapon used to kill both Pinky Littlefield and Leon Winkler. This evidence confirms that Flass ordered the murders to protect his drug operation and silence witnesses. Littlefield was killed for being light, short on payments, for 2 weeks, and Winkler was murdered because he could identify Flass as the killer. Gordon receives concrete proof of Flass's guilt, including a recording of Delaware confessing to the crimes and implicating Flass. Meanwhile, Fish Mooney confronts Penguin at the nightclub, leading to a violent showdown between former allies. Fish's anger at Penguin's betrayal drives her to seek immediate revenge, despite the danger to herself. The confrontation between Fish and Penguin represents the brutal nature of Gotham's criminal underworld, where betrayal is met with violence. Edward Nigma's subplot with Miss Kringle provides lighter moments, as she apologizes for her colleague's cruel treatment of his romantic gesture. The final chapter resolves the main storylines while setting up future developments. Gordon successfully arrests Detective Flass for the murders of Pinky Littlefield and Leon Winkler, despite Flass's claims of being protected by higher authorities. The arrest takes place in front of other officers, with Gordon making a passionate speech about justice and the meaning of the police badge. Some officers initially resist the arrest, but Captain Essen ultimately supports Gordon's actions, allowing the arrest to proceed. This represents a victory for justice over corruption, though it's clear that the systemic problems within the GCPD remain. Fish Mooney escapes Gotham after her confrontation with Penguin, planning to return when the time is right to exact her revenge. She asks her loyal associate to find and help Butch, showing her continued concern for her people. The chapter ends with Gordon confronting the witness who helped him build the case against Flass, revealing the morally ambiguous methods he used to achieve justice. The final scene shows Gordon's transformation, from an idealistic rookie to someone willing to use questionable tactics to fight corruption.